there's a skill that if you could learn this skill, you would most likely probably never have to worry about money again. And I know that's a big, bold claim. Okay. I understand. I know you're probably even rolling your eyes and calling bullshit. And because if I would have stumbled upon a video like this, I probably would have thought so too. But I'm living proof of this. I am a former felon who has many failed business ventures. And yet, once I really learned this skill, I made multiple six figures. I almost wanted to even say that this skill will help you even bring seven figures, but I figured that would be like clickbaity and bullshit because I haven't quite made seven figures yet, but it will happen. I can already tell because I'm getting better and better with this skill and I can't believe it, right? And I know if you follow me at all, which if you're not, please subscribe because I promise you I'm going to give you awesome value. I hope that you watch my videos and get awesome value. You're probably going to know that I help people sell like digital products, whether they're reselling them or whether they're creating their own, but that's not even the skill. It would be easy for you to immediately just think, okay, it's going to be the skill of digital marketing. No, because just even knowing digital marketing won't necessarily make you this money, but this skill, it's going to be around forever. It's a bold statement because it's never been easier to be able to utilize this skill, package this skill up, and make tons of money with it. All right. And I don't want to lead you on for the video. I wish I could give you like the big climax towards the end, but I don't want to like fill your head with a lot of bullshit. But when I tell you this skill, I want you to stick around and continue to listen to this video because I want to break this down. All right. So when I was younger, I caught felonies, right? And obviously, I wasn't going to go up the corporate ladder. In fact, I remember I went and applied for Nordstrom. I became a women's shoe salesman because I heard through the grapevine that they didn't do background checks. And I literally lied on my application because I needed a job. Yeah. And so I was an Al Bundy, if you got that reference. So I was selling women's shoes because I didn't know what else to do. I did work on a few call centers, but they would let me go because I wasn't really good at sales. And lo and behold, I wasn't really good at selling women's shoes either. They eventually, we didn't work out, but I had to do it just because I had to get some income coming in. Okay. Then later on, to have failed business ventures, right? Like I started a headlight restoration business with a friend that like literally went down in 2008. I did a roofing business, which was just crazy. I didn't know anything about all that. I learned roofing pretty much by watching a guy working with this guy, and immediately I thought I could go start a roofing business. Right? Crazy, right? And then I became a gym manager, and I managed a lot of gyms. I know, lo and behold, but literally I was working like paycheck to paycheck, wasn't really making anything, even though I was managing a lot of gyms, right? They just didn't really pay very well, right? And I was working crazy hours for plaques on the walls. So I said there had to be a different way. And I tried to go online. And if you followed this YouTube channel from my past, you would probably have seen multiple affiliate programs because everybody used to tell me, get on YouTube, it's the search engine, put your affiliate programs out there. And there was one that I did make money. And then they changed the comp plan. And since then, I haven't really found my way. I've made some money here and there, but everybody thought like I was just balling and I wasn't, right? And then in 2023, and I'm going to get to the skill right now, 2023, I came across this program and it was in digital marketing. And you would think that the skill is in digital marketing, but it's not. It was, how was I able to sell this product? See, I remember that I was watching all these other people win and it got in my head, right? And it was really messing with me. And I was comparing and I was like, man, I should be farther than them. And I'm not. And it was just all in my head and it was pissing me off, right? So I backed out of this community for a little bit. Like I didn't like remove myself. I just backed out of the community and I just got to work, right? And I started just doing things on my own, like what I was wanting to like say and talk about. And lo and behold, I get a message saying, hey, will you do a training? You're killing it right now. And I'm like, what? I was like, I am. I was like, wait a minute, there's got to be other people. Me? Even though I knew I was making money, but I was like, really? They're watching? I didn't know, right? That skill was storytelling. Storytelling. And the craziest thing is I know you're probably going to like already veer off of this video because you're probably thinking, yeah, we all know that, Justin. Or you're probably thinking, yeah, I don't have like a story like you. I'm not a felon. I'm telling you right now, it does not matter. It does not matter. I was shocked that people want to hear your story. Facts tell, stories sell. Storytelling is incredible. And when we say story, this is not one of those things where you go back to say, well, it all started in third grade when Timmy pushed me. No. It depends on what you're selling, right? In a sense. But I'm telling you right now, not only did I sell a lot of that original product, I did a lot of trainings on how I was doing it. It was different. Why everybody was like forcing these videos and sounding like infomercials and shit. I was just telling my story and why I liked the product. And people were instantly connecting with my story, even though they didn't fit it to a T. I like, if you know anything about online marketing, if some of you guys might be crossing over into this online marketing phase, you're going to hear a lot about your ideal customer or your ideal client or your perfect customer is a reflection of you, right? And it is, it's a true statement. But here's the thing that I had to catch on. So instead of me forcing myself to fit this molding, like for instance, right, I was a felon, I was a former gym manager. So I could have gone over there and I could have only spoke to felons and only spoke to gym managers, right? But instead, I did a reverse effect and I just started being me and telling my story that led me to this product. And the crazy thing is I was attracting the people that were agreeing with me, even though they didn't have exactly the same story as me. Not everybody caught a felony, but they knew about, working crazy hours. Not everybody was a gym manager, but they knew about, avoiding or putting, stress on their parents to watch their kids because they were working so much, living paycheck to paycheck, and still couldn't even afford a babysitter or anything. You see what I'm saying? They were feeling my pain points. They were feeling my story. They were feeling my whys. And this is the other cool thing about this. Not only can you use storytelling to sell your products, because I went on to sell not only that program, another program, courses, guides, ebooks, and currently my own coaching app, right? Most Won't We Will, where I teach all this stuff to people, right? I was able to sell that by just utilizing my story. That's it. But here's the other cool thing about it. You can not only use it to sell products, you can then package up your story and your know-how and what you have learned and what you've experienced in life. And you can turn it into a product and sell it. Your story can be the product. I don't think you understand this, right? I know a guy that, he even does, he does, like he wanted to work out and coach people online, right? That was one of his things. But he says it too. He said, my story became my greatest asset because he was like, all I wanted to do was work out and coach people. He goes, but I didn't have a degree. I didn't go get a personal training degree. I was just sharing what was working for me. That's all. Never promised anybody an actual goal, right? A result. He just was sharing what was working for him. And if anybody needed help with that, he would be glad to, if they would pay him, he would be glad to share even deeper knowledge with them. That's it. Later on, you will find that your story can be packaged up some way, somehow, and be sold online. Literally today, my story is making me money. What I've gone through, what I've learned. I'm a geek for mindset stuff and personal development stuff because that's what changed me. And I share that with people. And in fact, I was probably one of the only ones, and I mean, maybe not the only one out there. I know there's a lot of them out there, right? I'm just saying, for me with TikTok during 2023, I felt as if I was like I felt like I was the only one. Felt like I was the only one that was sharing the fact that, hey, listen, your product alone doesn't mean shit. It's you. You are a reflection of your business. And that comes with your story and your belief in yourself. So I was sharing mindset because I was telling everybody what I was going through and what I was doing to grow my business. Lo and behold, people started coming into my app because they were like, okay, I've tried all these other products. Maybe what Justin is saying is right. So they would come in and they would start working on them. Next thing you know, they would start having $10,000 months. Later on, they started learning how to tell their story. They would have $10,000 months. And all I was doing was utilizing everything that I was going through and sharing it with them. This is what was working for me. This is what was going on. That is a form of storytelling. It doesn't have to be this huge story, right? It could just be your story, your experience, what you were learning, why you like something, how this has benefited you. And it works. I made multiple six figures. I am telling you right now, when I sat there and I said that I'm going to be a seven figure earner, I will be. I just didn't want to put it in the title because it would sound clickbaity because I haven't yet. Right. But it's like this skill really does help. This skill really does work. And at the end of the day, it's not only a foundation piece, it is something that is going to stay with you forever. You learn how to tell your story. You can walk on stages, you can be on podcasts, you can start a YouTube channel. I literally teach this now. I even went on to partner with another lady because we started telling our stories and making so much money that we now do a little mastermind every so often. We open it up, right? But I mean, we even got a master class that we did together, right? And it's still selling to this day because people want to utilize their story. And the cool thing is you can use your story right now to sell any product, to then later on take a section of your story, package it up, and just sell that. I don't really have nothing to sell you right now. I would love for you to get into my app if you're one of those people that do want to create your own digital products and package it up and sell it. But I'm just going to tell you this, okay? Imagine waking up every day and just sharing what you love to do and what you love and make money off of that. The reason why I said in the very beginning that you'll almost never have to worry about money again is because right now, and you might say, okay, well, what about in the future? It doesn't matter. Your story is going to, even with AI and everything coming out, AI is so generic in general. People are having a hard time connect. They want to connect to stories in you. But I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that you can get out because of the internet, you know what I mean, with your story. I mean, back in the day, people were telling their story, but they were doing other ways to do it. They were going on stages and everything. It was kind of harder, or selling, or utilizing books, right? You're getting book deals and trying to sell that. Now, anybody can pick up a damn phone and start sharing their story and just package a product on the other end of it, and people will buy it. I am telling you right now, learn the art of storytelling. And if you need more help with this, you got two options. You're more than welcome to take our masterclass by clicking the link below, or simply join my app where I will help you learn how to create your own digital product, learn how for you to tell your story by working on you and everything and growing so you can see six figures too, if that helps. Appreciate it.